I'm excited to be able to join with you and share a few jokes and laughs. I've learned, and even most importantly in these days, been reminded how important it is to laugh even in difficult moments. Even in times of grief, we must remember that there is opportunity for joy, because in that we experience humanity and lift our spirits up. We can never live in grief. I share that because Memorial Day is a solemn day. It is a day to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. Peace is what we all desire. Peace in our nation and peace in our world. But we are cognizant of the fact that that is not always the reality. That there is war. And because there is war, there are threats. Threats that face our nations, threats that directly can impact our families and our children. Throughout the centuries, brave men and women, not wishing to die, stood up, put on uniforms, took up arms, and defended this nation. Many lost their lives, over 1 million to be exact. The largest numbers coming from the Civil War and World War II. Men and women that never came home. We take days like this to honor them, to honor their legacy, to honor their memory, but not just them. Because the nuances, the complexity of loss of life when it comes to defending this nation involve the families they left behind. We take Memorial Day to remember their families, their children, their parents, who with great worry and pride, because there is that dichotomy, with concern for their lives that swelled up with pride of their sons and daughters serving our nation, were hoping that they would make it back home to receive the message that though their spirits and their souls were raised on high along with our flag, their bodies would be lowered under the ground. I share this to give appropriate perspective as to why we come together, why we bring our students together, why we raise the flag on high, because of what it represents. Not a perfect history, not a sinless past, not a nation without flaw, but rather a perfect ideal, a greater vision of a more perfect nation for the future. That when we raise this flag, it represents something unique and special around the world. It reminds us that we don't have to agree on everything, that we represent different beliefs and backgrounds, that we may live our lives differently, approach the way that we choose to practice this thing that we call life differently, that we have different political views and affiliations and different philosophies, that we choose different teams, all the other teams and the great giants. You're free to pick whatever team you want. That we, they exist, I know. But that's okay. Because when we raise this flag up high, we remind ourselves that our freedom allows us to debate and disagree and believe how we feel and to share and to express those beliefs without fear of persecution. When we raise the flag on high, we tell ourselves and our children, you are free in this nation, but that freedom came at a great cost. Valiant men and women marched into war, stormed beaches, stood firm on American territory while being bombed, went off to war and were always received with the love and appreciation that they deserved. Their lives and their memories were honored. This is why we come together to celebrate, and I share about opportunities of joy and laughter, because yes, what Deputy Mayor Minnie Hiller Cousins stated is true. Today is not just about barbecues and beaches in the start of summer, but I propose to you, there is a reason for it. There is a reason to barbecue the hot dogs and the hamburgers, and to go home and invite people to your backyards and spend time with family and enjoy this time with children, it is because we celebrate this freedom. It is because we look back into history at those amazing heroes that laid their lives envisioning a future that they did not know in detail, that they were preserving for men and women that they would never meet. It is that reason that we smile and we joke and we stand here free in this park without fear of persecution, that our children could grow up to be whoever they want to be. So we remember with respect, we remember with reverence, we remain solemn in spirit and in thought, but we embrace joy and celebration because of their sacrifices. We thank those who did return. We recognize and remember those who never came back and never had their deaths confirmed. We hold them in our hearts every single day. I'll share this with you. The very first Memorial Day parade, it occurred in Doylestown, Pennsylvania in 1867. In Irontown, Lawrence, Memorial Day Parade in Ohio, which started in 1868, is the longest continuously running parade. 1868 to today, we continue these celebrations. I give you these stats. The American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, 620,000 died. World War II, 1939 to 1945, 405,399 died. World War I, 1917 and 1918, 116,516 died. Vietnam War, 1965 to 1973, 58,209 died. Korean War, 1950 to 1953, 36,516 died. The American Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783, 25,000 died. The War of 1812 to 1815, 20,000 died. The Mexican-American War, 1846, 1848, 13,283 died. The War on Terror, which began in 2001, 7,075 died. The Spanish-American War, 1898, 2,446 died. The Gulf War, 1990 to 1991, over 250 confirmed deaths and many more injured, and many, many others that died as a result of their time at war years later. Many who succumbed to trauma and depression. So when those around you ask, why do you wear the American flag? Why do you raise the flag on high? Why do we lift it up so high at City Hall and decorate all of our parks and our streets? Because Memorial Day began as Decoration Day. Why do we decorate the cemetery with flags? Why do you raise the flag on high? Because over 1 million fell so that we could raise the flag up and be united, not uniform. Again, not uniform in our beliefs or our practices, but united with a common vision, a common belief that we are greater together. That this nation, when we call it the greatest nation in the world, again, not perfect, but greatest in the belief that this democracy, this sacred experiment that flawed men put forth, continues to evolve each day better and better as we look towards a future where our children will live in a time where there is peace, where there are no more wars, where there is simply celebration and love and community. So let us celebrate, let us remember, let us unite, and let us thank God and begin with Him and continue with Him. For with Him, there is none of this that is possible. Thank you so very much. God bless you. God bless the city of Passaic. God bless the state of New Jersey. And God bless the United States of America.